Today's episode is presented by your new favorite vodka, Game Day, a smoother, better vodka that embodies the spirit of the game. Check out Game Day Vodka on social to see if they rep your team's colors. Use promo code TROSS to get a 15% off your order.
Shout out Game Day Vodka, the spirit of the
Game
game.
Day. I need to get some bottles in the background.
Yep, we need to get the bottles in the background. They have they've been our longest sponsor. I mean, they've been with us from the start. They're making big moves. You're going to see them across the whole United States here very soon. So,
big time.
Go check out their website.
Game Day,
and use that promo code TROSS to show your support for our podcast. And let's get into this episode.
Good evening, good night. Welcome to the show, what a wonderful delight. Potsy and T-Ross, better chop up on the mic. Just sit back, have a laugh, catch a vibe, and enjoy the ride.
All right, back with another episode 40. I mean, damn, long time coming. We got our young boy here, our guy, Tyrus Hosley. We've known him since day one. I mean, it goes way back with us. And wanted to have you on, man, to talk about your brand. I mean, what you've been up to. I mean, I know you've had a lot of growth in your life. I mean, I've seen you doing big things, man. It's really good to see you, especially after posting that picture of me and you back in the day when it's like you're just a little kid. And
flashback.
So how's everything going, man?
Everything is good. Just trying to, keep the ball rolling. Trying to stay moving, working out, still trying to hoop a little bit, but also at the same time, trying to grow this brand, man.
That's dope, bro. I mean, I wear these shirts all the time. Like I wear these shirts probably 2-3 times a week, and like more and more people start to ask me, "Yo, where you getting that shirt from? Where you get that shirt from?" Like, oh, that's a really good fitting shirt. Like, so yeah, it's my little homeboy from back home. And they always put me on, and it's so dope now that you got a pop up coming out here in this Saturday actually.
Yeah,
so that's gonna be dope. I'm definitely gonna try to turn out because I need to get some more shirts, but we definitely shout that one out because that's gonna be a big event. And it's dope. You're doing it, bro. You pretty much East and West Coast now, so you doing it.
Worldwide
hosting.
Bro.
What so give us a little bit more info on the pop-up shop. Where and what time, and give these people some updates.
So the pop-up will be at Status Orlando, which is located in downtown Orlando. I believe it's off of Magnolia Avenue, and doors open at 12. So essentially, this is my first one, so it's kind of a big day for me. So yeah, just everybody coming through, and hopefully, they like it. Essentially, this is my exposure. Like I was just saying, this is now like East Coast. I mean, the people from back home and seeing a little bit of what I got, but I'm actually just relaunched a whole new line of products, with better fitting stuff, and just in a sense leveled it up a little bit. So I'm really excited for what's coming soon for sure.
So give us just like a little background then, like on this inspiration, man. Like,
yeah, when did it start? How did it start?
Yeah, how did it start?
The origin story.
Because you're a hooper,
yeah.
Like that. Yeah. That's where you were hooping. First of all, you went to college, had a good career playing college basketball. Obviously, you still have aspirations to keep playing. And then, I mean, I didn't know anything about your clothing line. Then, boom, all of a sudden, it's out there, and you're getting it out there. Like Terrence said, you're East Coast, West Coast now. Like, just give us like the whole background on all of that.
Man, it's a kind of a big story, I guess, in a sense. It's a lot of factors that play into it. So I've always been into fashion. I say I got that just more so from my family. Fashion's always
y'all all got the same signature. So at least you and Poe do, because y'all two sometimes it's hard to tell y'all apart when y'all from a distance. When y'all was younger, it was way easier. Now I'm like, it's hard to really tell. Like it's crazy. I don't know, but either way, keep going. Y'all 20.
But obviously y'all know that. So just where the fashion, that's where it all started. But I was in high school. My boy had a brand called Lead the Followers, and shout out Jordan Fino, man. And so I kind of worked with him on that because I was, blessed and privileged to know people that had somewhat of, influence. So I really worked hard in trying to like promote his stuff. And I've always had aspirations to start mine, but I just knew it was a lot of time and things that went into that. So obviously at the time trying to, accomplish whatever I need to in basketball, I didn't have the time to, start a business, obviously. So That's kind of where it all kind of started. And then during quarantine, matter of fact, I was like, I had 2 overseas offers, and both of those just didn't work out just with COVID and everything like that. So I was sitting around for a little bit. And so one of the people that I've been friends with, actually friends with my oldest brother, I go to their house, Jarvis and Jules Love. I go to their house often, and they really preach like, be your own entity, be your own brand. They really preach you don't need to really work for, anybody else if you don't have to. Like you're cool enough in a sense to do something on your own. So they were pushing to me for a while, and I actually went down with an ankle injury that kept me out for 4 weeks. That's what they said, but it ended up being 13. So I will always be over there, and I was over there with Twan. He was going through his rehab for his Achilles and things like that. So she was saying, like, she kept pushing me for like the first couple weeks, saying like, now you can work on your brand. Now you can work on your brand. And I was just like, nah, like, what I'm saying? I'm still focused on hoops. Like, I'm trying to get back rehab so I can get more footage out, so I can get to teams, like all that different stuff. So eventually, like, I think like week 5 or 6 hit, and like my ankle's still fat. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna be here for a minute. So we just started like kind of brainstorming, and so me and the lady I'm talking about, Jules, we were just talking, just like regular conversation, just like this. We're sitting in her kitchen, and so we're just talking about brand, like not even about the brand, which is crazy. And then, so she was talking about all these things about me and about my journey and everything like that. She's like, yeah, you just seem like so like divine and da 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 da. And all this was going on. I was listening to her because she was saying a lot, and I was like, wait a minute, go back again. Like, what'd you say? She's like, everything's like so divine with you. And I was like, you want to know what's crazy? And she's like, what? I was like, that's my middle name. And she was like, shut the fuck up. And I was like, yeah, that's my middle name. She was like, that's your brand. And so she does graphic designing, things like that. So like literally at that point, like she ran upstairs, grabbed her computer, and then it's just been we just been working ever since.
That's crazy, bro. That's the hardest part, really, is getting the name and getting, your signature out there. And that's where you started. Like, I think with us, that was the last thing we tried to do, was like get the name together. But you did the hardest part first. And I'm sure after that, everything was just like a snowball effect.
It definitely was. It was just more so at that point, it was just researching, different companies with Divine, because there's a couple of different brands out there that necessarily have Divine. But that's why I emphasize the XX with Divine, because obviously what Divine means and everything like that, and how I connect the X's and that. I feel that's important that people know it's XXDivine. It's different because everything kind of ties together, because my brand is more so, it's a deeper meaning behind it, other than just things like kind of looking cool, you know what I mean? So
that it is amazing, like what the pandemic did, because obviously we started ours kind of right in the middle of it all too, and then when you have downtime, like you said, even with your injury, it's like when you get downtime, you just start to think of things like, hey, this is an idea we got, let's fucking do it, like, yeah. And then just the big part is being consistent with it and sticking to it. Because, sometimes you have the ups and downs. Hey, it starts off great. Like we had a lot of pop when the bubble started because it was like the hot thing. And then, it dies down, but it's like you got to continue to ride those peaks. But so what do you have planned for the future, man? I know you have a lot of other things like planned. What's the next big step for you then as this company and obviously as your brand?
I feel like the big step is kind of what I'm doing right now. I took a lot of time, effort and energy. I invested in myself, so I'm in Miami right now, at least for the next 2 months. Just more so being here, so I can still kind of work on my game. But at the same time, I mean, this is a great place to try to grow any business, really, but definitely something like clothing. With everybody, as many people there is here, always people coming in and out, and then just trying to, of course, bump shoulders just with the right people, man. And I feel like that's really big. So that's something that I set back with my boy. DeAndre Osigwe, he comes out here every summer to work out. So he's like, let's just kind of put this together. And then, that way we both kind of stay up on our shit. And yeah, man, that's kind of what's going on. That's what's big. And then from here on out, then everything is just kind of say like a snowball effect, or in the sense of leveling up from here on out. That's
crazy, man. You in Miami. That's like the perfect place. And it's open. Like Miami is open. So it feels like it's somewhat normal. Like, exactly. I know a lot of places still kind of have a lot of restrictions, but bro, like this pop-up is going to be dope, especially in Florida. It's going to be a ton of people coming out. And then you being in Miami, that's a perfect place to grow a brand. Like there's so many fashion districts, and there's so much like people just doing fashion out there. It's going to be, you in the right spot to do that. So especially for the next 2 months, you're definitely going to grow some more out there, bro.
It's interesting how, even in the podcast game to like even clothing, how it's ultra competitive and there's a ton of them, but at the same time, like it seems like I'm not 100% sure, but like it seems like in the fashion industry also like you're trying to also help each other in a way too.
Oh,
and I feel like
100%.
that's the same as like podcasting, which makes it really interesting because, you know, obviously you're competing for sponsorships, like you're competing for sales, but at the same time, it's like you're able to collab with people. You're able to each like help each other grow. But like, how are you going to set yourself different than the rest?
I feel like
a loaded question. That's such a loaded question.
No, it's cool though. I got the answer for it. I feel like that goes back to like the meaning of the brand. I feel like that's what's going to set me apart from everybody. Because no offense to any other brand out there, I feel like with my brand, I can go many different directions. Like my guy actually, Jules' husband, Jarvis, he preached to me big goals. So not only do I want to have like a dope clothing company, but I mean, with XXDivine, there's many different things I can do. I can do home decor, motivational quotes. People love having different motivational quotes in their, you know what I'm saying, in their homes. I can start basketball teams, soccer teams, what I could do. I mean, shit. I mean, it's literally the sky's the limit, bro. I mean, like, and even as I say that, like an airline, just with the slogan, what divine means and saying like, you know, trusting the timing, trust when you get there. Like there's literally, I can go any direction with this shit. So it's like, I feel like that's what kind of sets me apart from everybody. Cause my thing is like clothing is like what I do currently. And like, I will always do clothing, but as clothing grows, then like, I'm more so trying to get onto the next project, the next project, the next project. And I feel like that's what kind of separates me. Cause like I said, no, you know, this to any brand, but like, I mean, shit, Vape can't have, you know what I mean? Like, home slogans, you know what I mean? Like,
no
you know what I mean? Like, it's different, you know what I mean? With, like I said, yeah,
certain households.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I just feel like what XXDivine kind of means and what it stands for. It's like everybody needs it. You know what I mean? Like everybody at some point, you know, is down in their process about whatever's going on, or somebody's trying to get to something. So whether it's hoop, football, promotion on a job, like, you know what I mean? Like as long as you kind of work and trust in the process, everything end up the way that it's supposed to. So like I said, anybody can use that. And I feel like that's what kind of separates me from everybody else.
Yeah, Terrence, look at you say it's a loaded question. You knocked this shit out the park, man.
And that's great. And that's the best thing is like you're thinking outside the box, bro. You're being so creative.
Well,
the biggest thing I lack is creativity. I feel like it's hard for me to even sit down and be like, okay, let me try to think of something. Like we can't even think of a name for this event that we're throwing. And it's just like, that should be like not even a problem. But for us, it's like, oh my God, even for this name, bro, it's the Tross Podcast. Like it's almost like we ain't put no thought into it. But like, honestly, that was like,
we rushed to go though. We rushed to get it going. And that was like our thing was getting out the line, but
it's getting out. Yeah, we had to get out the gate or we knew that we were going to be stalled at the gate before we even took off. So it was like, the name,
but now we
like,
can't change it.
And now we can't change it, bro. And so the good thing about you is like you think outside the box about everything. Like you thinking about, you know, this, that, and then that's cool. Because for us, bro, it's terrible. I wish we just had just a tiny bit of creativity you have in this like the direction sense. Like it's hard, bro.
All it is, I feel like is just setting your sights on like whatever it is and like it'll come to you. Just like with the brand, like how it came about. Like we was talking about, bro, I don't know what we was talking about, but we were just talking, bro. And she was just on the, like, you know what I'm saying, leaning on the kitchen counter and then boom. Like that's how it happened. You know what I'm saying? It'll happen when it's supposed to happen.
At least like kind of
that.
Yeah.
You have answers for these questions, which is good because a lot of people don't. Like,
bro, and it's hard. It's hard because you asked us that same question Stephen asked us, and we gonna be like, well, yes.
Like what sets us apart? We just talk.
We just talk, and that's why we were like, let's do a podcast because that's all it is, just us talking in circles. But you have a special gift, divine, if I might say.
XXX.
Bro, you got okay, thanks, Stephen. But no, for sure though, like you got the easiest part, you got the hardest part down, so. I have no doubt that you're going in the next 5, 6, 7 years. This is going to be something like we probably never even imagined.
And then you can help us with our merch too. Thanks.
Please.
That's awesome.
We'll
hire you. We'll hire you.
Hire us. We're going to be asking him for a sponsor.
Nah, but to keep it real though, man, like just to see your progression from obviously when I first met you as a little kid to being like, not to be rude, but you're the fat little chubby kid. And then to see you,
because this is coming from another kid who is also
exactly. He knows it. He knows it's love. It's not like I'm just dogging on him. I'm not dogging on him, but like to see you grow, like just talk. I want you to talk about that though, for real, because you put a lot of time, and I think this is why you're able to excel in this type of branding and to build your own brand, because you did go through the struggles, man. Like you were always like a skilled basketball player, but you weren't always the most athletic. You weren't the best in shape, and you pushed yourself to get to that. And it was a long process. It took you years. Like that.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
That's a
So
grind.
Yeah. So talk about like even just that transformation, and then now like this next transformation you're making, like where it started for you there.
I would say, I guess I'll start with where I'm at now and kind of show how it connects back. It's like, I'm a big person on process. Like I'm not really, like I love instant gratification, but I love the process more. I feel like that's what like a lot of people struggle with. A lot of people don't want to go through like the down days or, you know what I mean? Like the hurting days, but like I'm cool with that. Cause at the end of the day, like I get to look back and say like, you know what I mean? Like I did that shit, you know what I mean? So with the whole weight loss thing, like whether it was different diets or different workouts, like everything was a process. Some shit worked, some shit didn't, you know what I mean? So that's kind of how I now, as I do what I do now, like while I'm okay with, you know, like I said, the process of growing. So even now, like as I'm nowhere close to where I want to be, like you could probably look at the brand and say like, man, you started this 5 months ago and like, man, you were a long way, but like I'm nowhere where I want to be, but I'm cool with like every day, like trying to, you know what I mean? So like, and honestly, it takes a lot of sacrifices, you know what I mean, with the process. You know what I mean? So like whether it was when I was losing weight, whether it was diet, like I said, or workouts, or even this like sacrifice, like money wise, you know what I mean? Like to pour out this money for something that may or may not happen. Like that's just a part of this process. You know what I mean? So I'm very comfortable with the process, and I'm very comfortable. I'm a big person too on betting on myself. Cause even speaking back to the weight loss and everything like that, like coming out of high school, like I didn't have a scholarship offer. I had one look. And it was crazy as it was University of San Francisco, and the coach ended up getting fired. And then I literally had nothing. But I just kind of in a sense bet on myself. So I had to go JUCO, the NAIA, and then finally the end at the D2, you know what I mean? Like, but all that shit is all process, you know what I mean? So I was very comfortable with going through every step, not really caring what anybody had to say or anything like that. Cause at the end of the day, like I know that, or at least I feel I'm gonna outwork you. So even if I'm not where you are now, like I'll meet you there at some point.
For real. It's interesting because I still work with a lot of younger guys in basketball training, coaching. Yeah. And like you said, the instant gratification thing, I feel like it's becoming a bigger issue nowadays for some reason. I don't know what it is, but it might be like, I want to get your opinion on this. Do you think it's a social media aspect? Because everyone's seeing everyone's like wins and they're not seeing their losses, or they're not seeing the time it takes to win that. Yeah. And like I just see guys like they want it, but then it's like, oh, if it doesn't happen right away.
Yeah, you're seeing the now and not the process. And that's
exactly.
what a lot of people got messed up.
Is it the social media though? Because I just feel like we didn't have that. So. Me and Terrence didn't have that growing up. So it was we did, but like I didn't have Instagram till like my last couple years of college, bro.
But I mean, let T answer.
I would say it's definitely. I say social media is definitely I'd say 90% of it. But the thing where I don't get about social media is like it's a lot of cappers on the social. So it's like I don't even really like, you know what I mean? Like I don't pay like I don't know. I feel like you just shouldn't pay too much attention to it because people, you know, flexing and flossing like they got it, but really they don't. Or even if they do, it's just like that's just not your situation.
It's not real. Exactly. Perfect. That's exactly it's just, how you should say it.
It's just not yours. So like make your situation like, you know what I mean? Like whether it's like everybody wanting to be like the best hooper out or the best whatever, you know what I mean? Like
everybody's journey not the same, man.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's it's not.
But it's like I just see so many guys like worried about taking the next picture for Instagram and not worried about winning the game. And I don't know. And it's just like a lot of things come with. I just feel like I was always taught to like do whatever we can to win as a player, and that led to more success. It led to more success for myself personally. But yeah, maybe it's just because I feel a little bit older and like I wasn't worried about posting shit on my Instagram when I I don't know.
Well, don't think of it like that because. For sure. Now, today, you have like your Mikey Williams, you have, your Money Bates, you have all those like high prospect kids. Like you had a couple of like high prospect talents on our team, like Cole Anthony, RJ Hampton. I knew those guys from like YouTube, Instagram posts, Balls Life, all that. And then today, I think it's back in the day for us, we might not have had like, Facebook to the point where it's like Instagram and like all that Twitter stuff. But at the same time, I think the thing that kind of drove us was just like knowing that, okay, there's rankings. Like the rankings thing were like it played a way bigger role. Because I remember I always looking at rankings, even in
Rivals.
State.
Rivals.
Looking at the in-state rankings, Rivals, ESPN,
It's
all
true.
that,
That
right?
is true.
Like,
That is true.
Like, that drove me crazy. I would spend hours
You
looking
too.
at like other kids'
Crazy.
YouTube clips online, thinking like, damn, like I'm better than him. I'm not better than this guy. I want to play him. I don't like all this other stuff. So I'm just like, that was kind of like Instagram in a sense where like if you saw a good article on yourself or you saw even a picture or a thumbnail, whatever it might have been, that's like that instant gratification. Some guys had it more like, and yeah, there's like the guys who had like superstars like the LeBrons and in high school talking, but like LeBron, OJ Mayo, like he was a superstar in high school. Like there's all these guys that had that crazy stuff. But at the end of the day, like it doesn't really matter until you go on to that next phase, you make it to the next level. But it's just not everybody's seeing the work that goes into it. And everybody's just seeing the flashy highlight plays, this and that. And I think, honestly, that's kind of what's hurting the NBA because now you get all these young dudes coming to the league not necessarily understanding how to play the game and knowing the X's and O's. You have a lot of guys just pretty much getting to the league because their talent and their youth. And when they get here, sometimes they don't have all the like the knowledge and the mental aspect of the game. And it just changes the way that we play. Like the game is different than it was just 7-8 years and like 9 years ago when I got into the league. It's like I would say like 10, 11. It's probably like 11 is probably when it got like really different in the NBA. But I don't know, bro. It's
a motivation thing, man. It's a motivation thing, like you said. Like
you can manipulate that though in a good or bad way without you even knowing. So who knows?
Exactly. Because like Terrence, you're dead on how I used to look at like the scout profiles, like what my stars were. What the rivals were, what the in-state stuff was, like that would motivate me. Like I see on ESPN, I'm the 150th small forward in the nation or whatever it was. Like that was the motivation. And there's definitely guys that use the Instagram stuff and see other guys doing stuff that's like, you know what, I need that, or I need to be that. It's the same like the balls life, like the mixtapes. Mixtapes were big for us. Like that was like YouTube was the thing where it's like that's where you're gonna get seen. Yeah, but it's definitely interesting to see like how the culture of like basketball and just even the social media has changed how all of us think for sure.
I'm trying to think like
it's definitely like a blessing and a curse though in a sense because you have the people who's in a sense trying to flaunt like they're this or they whatever, but then at the same time I think like even more so for me to be honest because I wasn't like highly recruited or whatever coming out of high school. It was like the whole social media aspect was better for me, honestly, because then I got to showcase myself against these top players versus like back in the day, like, or like when you guys were playing a little bit, like sometimes if you like weren't like a highly scouted guy and you might have, busted the highly scouted guy's ass, like you may or may not have gotten the tape. But nowadays, like there's cameras everywhere. So now it's like, if somebody does something, it's almost like everybody sees it. So
for sure, but that's the thing. You can manipulate that because think about how many guys who have these clips of them just like super young in high school, going through all these rankings, whatever. But they're dunking on people, catching lobs, going through the legs, doing that, and like that's every clip you see of them. Yeah, where you don't get to see like anything else. But now everybody has the perception that this dude is just like the next big thing, or he's like elite at this, and really it's just like this dude has a ton of flaws in his game. And
turnovers.
No. Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Why do you see all dunk clips? It's probably because he can't shoot. Why do you see all dribble clips and passing clips? Because he can't shoot or score. Like it's just a whole bunch of stuff, and I think it's kind of.
It would have helped me. I'll tell you that. The social media would have helped me, man.
Sure, it would have helped everybody, but it also kills a lot of people too. Y'all remember Julian Newman or whatever the kid's name was? They thought he had a couple good clips and him dribbling, doing all this, and he just ended up getting tiny, and he just had no career beyond like his high school basketball playing days. So it's just like it's crazy. And that's what you were talking about. It's a process, bro. Everybody's gonna go through a different process. Not everybody's gonna have the same journey. It's up and down. Like and it's crazy because I never really thought I was going to the NBA. Not until like literally maybe the season before I left. Like I always thought I was gonna just getting to college is a blessing because I was like, I don't want to go to JUCO because I know my grades are terrible sometimes. I was like, I didn't want, and I was like, I was terrible at like I was a bad test taker. So like the SAT, what's the other one? The SAT and the what?
ACT.
ACT, yeah, ACT. I did better on the ACT. I actually passed the last ACT exam test that you could take before you could get into school, and I passed it, and I finally got in. So I was just happy to get to college. I was like, I'm gonna do 4 years. I might go overseas when I'm done. Who knows? And then all of that changed, and then it just now I'm finishing my 9th year in the NBA, and I just never really. I don't know. I just never thought that would happen. It's weird because do you know how many? Like, I'm sure we all went to school with guys who just knew that they were going to the league, or played against guys who know they're going to the league, or they were just gonna play in bigger, better basketball games somewhere down the line. And I always just thought about, hey, I just need the opportunity just to play because that's all I want to do.
It's a good mindset. It's a good mindset to have, though, man.
It is.
It is because now I'll be looking at my draft class. I'm like, yo, all these guys are ranked higher than me, and pretty much. Majority of them are not even in the NBA anymore.
Exactly.
So it's just like it's crazy to think about.
Man, like let's
the process.
Let's switch topics, man. Let's I know we're throwing this on you, Tyrus, and I know I don't know if you've been paying attention to it, but I know Terrence has been following this Bill Gates divorce.
No.
Oh, big time, bro. Hey, you don't have to chip in, but we're going to be talking and spitballing, and you can just throw your 2 cents on this. But what did you hear about this, Stephen? What did you hear about?
Okay, so yeah. I started diving into it because obviously, it happens. It's like the first report, boom, Bill Gates is getting divorced, so ton of money's involved. Yeah. Then you hear the next thing, no prenup.
Oh.
And then you hear the next thing, Bill Gates has like 150 lawyers working on the divorce.
150 lawyers.
Well, you gotta think whatever he has, $130 billion. He's got to find every single way to save some pennies.
Yeah, 100%.
He's gonna lose. He's gonna be ungodly rich still, but he's not gonna be the richest guy in the world.
No. I mean, well, look what happened to Bezos. He got divorced and he lost $40 billion, and now he's still up there. It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. No.
Bezos is richer though.
They will find rich people find a way to make money.
But she instantly, the day they got separated, she instantly got $2.8 billion in stocks.
What?
That day. Same day they got separated when they got.
So what is she? So just walk away, lady.
But yeah, facts, like, bro. What are you?
No,
what are you going for? Do you want his whole life? Like,
no,
2.8 bill
right off the bat, first day, and that's just something basic. But I don't think she's like trying to get him for his money. There's obviously more to this story. And then everything started leaking about him meeting with Jeffrey Epstein.
That's what I heard too. But I'm sure she's known this for years. So, I'm sure this can't be as like, oh, you really did meet with Jeff Bezos and all of that wasn't, yada, yada, yada.
No,
like but she would have him known way back in the day.
Yeah, so that happened. So he started having more frequent meetings. This is the article I read. Had more frequent meetings with Epstein. And so 2 years ago, she was like, that was one of the things that pushed her over the edge. Was she didn't like his relationship. And I don't know, Tyrus, if you know like the whole Jeffrey Epstein stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I know what I need to.
Let's just sum it up as he was a human trafficker.
Yeah, human trafficker, and really rich, and he connected with a lot of powerful rich people, politicians, billionaires, and he was basically feeding them. So that was one of the things. But then this is where Bill is the player, is that he had like a little getaway place that he had with his ex. So so he was having
Bill Gates had what?
Yes. So Bill Gates' ex, before he even got married to Melinda, he asked his ex for her approval on Melinda before they got married, and then they would still do vacations while they were married.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure Melinda knew. That's like what it read. So like they had like a getaway house. It's just this small little like vacation home in the middle of nowhere. This looks like a normal ass house. It's small, and I guess Bill and his
having billions in the bank probably makes people okay with that. Because that doesn't sound.
Yeah.
That's poppy.
That's wild.
That's ridiculous.
That's
wild. Do you think
you're reading that right?
Yes, 100%. I read multiple articles on it and about how he always like still kept a close relationship with her. They would go on even vacations, and like he even asked her for approval to marry this chick. So I don't know. They got something weird going on there. But then it's funny because like all this stuff happens, and then like these articles come out of like when Bill was, I don't know if you saw these ones, Terrence, but they were talking about like when Bill became like, you know, the whole Microsoft blew up, that him and his buddies were having like these nude parties and then like strip clubs and like hookers and stuff. And it's like,
I can very well say it's Bill, where he doesn't seem like the ladies, man. So I could definitely see them paying through the nose for debauchery.
and you're young, bro. It's like anyone. Like, dude, you're a billionaire at fucking however young he was.
I mean,
they're gonna go wild.
We've all done that. We've all been in strip clubs. We've all had our times. Like that's
Yeah.
okay. But it's just Bill Gates because it's weird. And I'm trying to, anytime you bring that up, no matter what context it's in, it looks a little janky. So it is what it is. But nonetheless,
It's an interesting divorce, man.
it is. I wonder how much he's gonna get. How ballpark it? How much is he worth? Look it up.
He's worth 120. He's worth 129 billion. So Bezos, I think, was worth like 150 at the time.
It's retarded.
And Bezos got divorced at a good time because after he got divorced, the pandemic hit, and then Amazon went even higher because everybody was buying Amazon stuff. So he probably recovered a ton of that money back. But she became one of the richest women in the world after getting divorced.
And she goes and spends it on a teacher in Washington. Yes. Where? A teacher.
Did you know that? Did you know this, Tyrus? Bezos' wife literally divorced. They got divorced.
How much money she get?
She got like 40 billion. 40 billion.
40 billion.
And now she's dating a science teacher.
A science teacher from the high school in where? Washington or something?
Yeah, like up by like Washington or something. In one of those schools up there. Just imagine that.
Just imagine if your girl. Oh my god, bro.
That's why.
If I'm still rich, but like. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just
you meet a chick out. You meet a chick out, and then you're like, you don't know who she is. You might not even know who she is. Like, if I hadn't seen Jeff Bezos' wife, I probably wouldn't know if I ran into her at all.
Yeah.
Like, and I run in there, start we were having a drink, talking, like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Like, let's kick it. Yes.
Do your intentions change before?
No. But I'm saying
the intentions that you have before you figure out who she is change when you learn who she is, or you're just like.
No,
it doesn't change.
I mean, if I'm a science teacher,
more incentive. It's just like don't
see. Well,
like when you go over there and you're about to beat, like, are you about to be like, I have to make this go. Like this one counts. Because if it doesn't, 40 mil gone.
Bill, bro.
Yeah,
that's wild. That's why. Yeah. Okay. So my question, I got a question. Is there anything out yet about like how much she's trying to get? Because she already got 2.5 billion. So how much more exactly is she trying to come up on?
Okay, let's not think of it as
let me take a quick peek here.
It's gonna be a lot, bro. Because if he's worth 120, and they've been married for how long?
27 years.
30 years. She's gonna get like
no prenup.
She's gonna get half of that, bro.
She's gonna touch like at least.
She's gonna get at least 100 more billion.
No. She'll get.
Sorry. Why did I say 100 more billion? No. She's gonna get at least 50 more billion.
She'll get like 50.
Yeah.
50. What? 50.
I'm saying 50 billion total. Probably. She'll probably get more than Bezos' wife just because of the way the setup of it.
Were they married longer than Jeff and?
Yeah. A lot longer.
Run
and they have a bunch of kids too. I mean,
yep. She might touch 60, 70.
We don't know. I ain't never been divorced.
And it's stock, and it's Microsoft stock. So that right there, it keeps going up or whatever. She's gonna keep getting more and more money, man.
That's wild.
It's a wild situation. And it's crazy because it's like, no one would care about a tech person, but besides that, he's like the richest person in the world. Everyone's diving into his divorce. So
yeah,
I mean, he also has a lot to do with. Not a lot to do with the pandemic, but he was also an integral part of the pandemic, which I really don't understand why we're listening to this dude. He's not even a science. He does computers. Like
that's a whole different topic.
I got a cough. I'm not going to Radio Shack to see what this cough is about. Like this dude is. It's just, I don't know. I don't know.
We've kind of already dived into that.
I'm not going back in there.
Let's take a break from our episode to talk about one of our favorite sponsors, and that's the everydayfan.com. They have it all, man. They have everything sporting news that you need, from whether it's the NBA, they got the NFL, they got the EPL, they got baseball, They got soccer. I mean, they have it all. You can follow them on Twitter. You can follow them on Instagram. You go to their website, theeverydayfan.com. These guys have everything sports that you need to know, and they're up to date to the minute. They're reposting, posting everything. You need to follow them to get the best perspective like everyday fans like you are. While you're there, though, they also have a crazy memorabilia section where you can pick up some of the hottest memorabilia in the game, and you can make your man cave 1-2 envy. That is theeverydayfan.com. Everyone, go check them out. Show them some love. Shout out to Everyday Fan, and we will get back into this episode with Tyrus.
Back in there, bro.
I got something else for you guys. Have you guys ever heard of a potato cannon?
Yeah, bro. Those things they'll shoot out at about 60 miles an hour.
Tyrus, have you ever heard of one of these?
I don't think so. Does it look like the shit that they got at the games where they put the shit in there?
So it looks like that. So
it is a potato cannon.
So my homie, I was just talking to somebody about this other day. Actually, Terrence knows him, Nick, my buddy Nick.
Yeah.
So back in like 6th, 7th grade, Nick has 80 acres right outside Prairie, right by Prairie High School. And we used to just do wild shit. And so for one of his like school projects, he made a potato cannon. It's basically just a PVC pipe. It looks like a bazooka. And there's like a little, like you spray hairspray at the one end and then you light it and it shoots this potato, bro. So the first time I go over there, he's like, yeah, man, I made this for a school project, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, dude, that's crazy. Like, let me see this thing shoot. Bro, I'm telling you, it shoots like 200 yards.
Really?
A full potato, bro.
Like, 200 yards?
That's
boom.
How fast? And does it
boom.
sound like
Oh yeah, if you're
like a shotgun?
If you're standing in front of it, bro, it might kill you for real.
Yeah,
for real.
No, I only know what a potato gun is because I saw it on an episode of Trailer Park Boys, and they shot each other with them.
Bro, we used to ride around on a quad, and I'd be on the back, just like we were military people, just boom, just shooting shit in his whole house, bro.
In the house, you mean? Or
no, like outside. So he had these chicken coops. We're driving around. I shit you not.
Release the
and
chicken.
all of his all of his buildings are all run down. And so there was one window left, and us being just dumbass kids, we're like, oh yeah, we gotta shoot this one out for sure. Bro.
You did it.
Yes, I did it. I was on the back. he like drives by on the quad, and I try to we're trying to hit it full speed. Boom, bust it. Just splatters it like, oh shit, okay, let's clean this shit up. Bro, like a day or two later, his parents got so fucking pissed at us. So pissed.
Don't go on quad shooting
potatoes.
But the crazier thing is that we ended up burning that chicken coop down on New Year's Eve. And that
on
and
accident
it's
or purpose.
All right. So it started with and this is like 8th grade. And this is what happens in Prairie when you have 80 acres and you have nothing to do. We
rich white kids.
Right? This is bad.
Yeah.
So we're asking his dad, we're like, hey, can we burn this down? Like, we're 8th graders, like we want to burn this chicken coop down. Like, no, we're just trying to have like a mini party, I guess.
Yeah.
So all the parents, like his dad's like, no, it's gonna be a fine, blah blah blah. Like the firefighters will come, blah blah blah. We're like, whatever. So we wait till the New Year's Day, and everyone's like drunk. Everybody's hammered. So we go to his dad. We're like, hey, can we burn this down? Can we burn this down? And he's like, yeah, why not? Do it. Let's do it. Bro, I tell you, we lit this thing, and it was like a 50-foot building, 50 foot like long and probably like 10 feet high. We started pouring diesel. We were pouring diesel on it, bro. We were crazy. So we put diesel on it, light this thing, bro, and it just is, boom, huge. And like he lives like at the base of the Hawkinson Hills, like the road straight out from Prairie, like going towards Hawkinson. I shit you not, like within like 40 minutes, we just see a fire truck coming down the long way. That he had a long driveway come up, bro.
What happened? You guys get out of there?
No, we had to stay there. So then the parents come out. Well, they came out and then they blamed us. So the firefighters are yelling at us. They're yelling at my boy Nick, like, what do you got? Like really in his face. And he has like this smirk on his face. And he's just like, and the dude turns and is like, get that smirk off your face, man. This shit ain't funny. Like, this ain't funny. You motherfuckers are getting in trouble. Bro.
Hey, you guys never got in trouble.
No. I think his dad did get fined. They got fined. Like 10K or something. But it wasn't dangerous, bro. It was in the middle of nowhere, bro. Like,
what are you fucking talking about that isn't dangerous? How you burn?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? It's not dangerous.
Hey, it was unreal though. It was unreal.
You said y'all was in the 8th grade?
8th grade, yeah. We're wild.
That's wild.
That's extremely dangerous. What?
You gotta understand though, we've been doing stuff like this though out there. We like
You have to understand.
we used
we've been
to
doing stuff like this.
we used to be really brutal on each other out there. They're like shooting each other with paintballs. I got shot by a BB gun out there, bro. It did not feel good.
No shit.
Paintballs, fucking everything, bro. We just
don't get the fucking BB gun. You shoot your eye out.
Sound like y'all needed y'all on TV shows, but it sounds like
bro. It was wild. Jackass
Yeah.
for sure. People got their tooth shot out, bro. We used to play airsoft. People getting their teeth popped out, bro. Bad news. People crashing quads, bro. Broken arms.
Well, enough of this wild boy nonsense. Let's switch it to something that we all have a little experience in: basketball. Who do y'all think is going to win this finals this year? Because I have no idea.
Man,
I have no idea who's going to win this. People. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are thinking the Lakers because they won last year, but I don't see it happening with them. Utah maybe. I think it's going to be Utah. If Brooklyn stays healthy, it's going to be Brooklyn and Utah.
you don't think a healthy Lakers though? The inside presence of the Lakers team is pretty.
But they no for sure. But LeBron, if you don't have LeBron, you're not winning the championship. My opinion. Well, at least with this team this year.
Well, I personally
that's
think
the whole difference maker. No,
yeah, for sure. I think if LeBron's playing, then I think they win.
But even if he's playing, he's talking about he's not. He said he's never going to be 100%.
Yeah, how much longer is he gonna play, man? I mean, yeah, you turn an ankle, it's not really always the same.
Yeah, turning the wheel on lap 300 is a little different than catching a flat on lap 4 or 5. I get it,
Sure.
but what does that say, bro, about the future for them? Like, what are they gonna do if he's not good? Do you think it's gonna linger? Like, if his injury lingers and he's missing games on the regular next season, do you think he's gonna shut it down? I don't know.
No, he's waiting for it to play with Bronny. He's waiting to play with Bronny. That's his main goal.
I hope that happens.
I don't know.
The league. I don't know because this is kind of the time where you start to hear the kids in his grade who are the elite kind of separate and get ready for like that next level. Haven't really heard anything from that kid, but he just came off of an injury though, I think.
Yeah, but it's tough, man.
Nonetheless, I don't know. Either way.
Who do you got, Tyrus? Who do you got winning it, or who do you have going to it? You're a big LeBron guy, right?
Yeah.
But
that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm also realistic. So I don't like I said, if he's healthy, if Bron's healthy, I think the Lakers come out of the West. I think, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's tough to me to say anybody than Brooklyn. I mean, like.
Oh, hold up. Phoenix is pretty good. Why am I?
They're second.
Really good, actually. But I don't see anybody beating Utah, bro. I see Utah going to the finals because they how many guys do they have on the team that are shooting above 40? I know it's more than 5.
Yeah, no, that's OD.
They have the defensive player of the year, and then they have just really good scorers between, Mitchell, Conley, Bogdanovich. Ingles gets hot.
They're averaging more threes than the Warriors. The Warriors did.
How many other didn't win? What Warriors?
The main Warriors. The main Warriors were averaging like 16 it was like when the Warriors won their titles, they were averaging like 16 threes a game or something, and the Jazz were like right there, which is crazy stat.
Yes, that's wild.
Dog, because I'm telling you, when we were playing them mind you, we played them shorthanded. We might have had 7-8 guys for this game in Utah.
You played point guard?
No, that was Phoenix. But no, I remember they hit a ton of threes on us, and it was pretty much over a half. But I was like, bro, granted, we're not healthy. Our team's a little up and down, but the way they were shooting it, if they can get hot like that on a good team, it's hard to stop, bro. And I really think they have a chance of winning the whole thing because the other thing is, I don't know, knock on wood, I hope that Mike James gets a championship, and I hope Brooklyn stays healthy. But if they don't, and guys are missing games, it doesn't matter. Milwaukee, I don't see them winning it. Philly, they're really good. I think Joel should be MVP. I don't think they're winning it. Denver,
it's hard without Jamal.
It's hard without Jamal, bro. It's tough.
Wait. rewind a little bit.
To Mike James.
That for sure. That for sure. And then we can talk about that. And then the next, I was going to talk about, you said Embiid, but Joker is filthy.
I think he's having a career year. Is even a career year for him, or he's just balling out?
It has to be.
It's a career year. It's an unbelievable year.
Yeah, anytime you win the MVP race. But I think Embiid should be MVP because he means more to that team.
Does he though?
I don't think so.
Does he?
I don't know. Here's my thing with Joker. Or at least last time I checked, I don't know what they are now. He leads his team in like
everything.
Everything. And he's like averaging like damn near a 30-point triple-double. Damn near. Like,
no, don't get me wrong. That's amazing. And he is the cog that makes the Nuggets run efficient. Mm-hmm. But bro, I just don't like Philly had Embiid last year. He was healthy and they were really good. And then they got some injuries down the line in the bubble, but he is a different team. And this team from that team is a different team because now I feel like they have a different coach, but they also have Embiid who's playing unreal out of his mind.
For sure.
That to me, like what he means, and that's the same thing because that's why LeBron gets robbed a lot, is because like, yeah, their team is, they're doing cool, they're in the standings or whatever, but like he means more to Philly. I get it, and it's hard to say that because
it's close.
It's hard to say because Jokic leads his team and everything, but I just don't know. Like I just don't know if they do. Who does worse without those guys? He has
Denver.
Look at it. Denver.
I would say Denver only because, bro, if he's leading his team, bro, in that many categories, it's hard to say that they wouldn't be worse. You know what I mean?
The surrounding players too. I mean,
and then just look at when Jamal did go down. Look at Joker's play. Like, bro, he started. I mean. So I would say he's definitely more valuable. Yeah. Like, bro, he's damn near their point. He's damn near their PG too.
He hasn't missed a game either, bro. That's the big thing for the MVP. Also, it's like I don't think he's missed a game. So it's tough because Embiid's been out for some of the year.
Yeah, and that's another thing because he was balling, bro.
Yeah, he was cooking. He was cooking.
I'm watching this man's game. I'm like, bro, this guy without them, like I don't know what happens. I know they have a few good players, but like when you have Ben Simmons out there and he can't shoot, and you're like, it's tough, bro, to get shots. It's hard to find buckets. Like when your point guard is like not a great shooter, and he's like literally carrying all the scoring load for everything. But I don't know. It's
he's definitely getting.
That's the same for Jokic too because he does lead his category. He leads his team and everything. But I don't know. I don't know why I'm biased. Maybe it's because Jokic literally slapped the black off my skin. Look at this, bro. You can't really see the scar.
Oh, that was hilarious. I was watching that game too, bro.
Oh my god, bro. He slapped so hard. Like I was like bleeding through my shirt after the game. So I was just like, so I'm biased. So I hope. All
right, last thing before we finish up though. Hey, Mike James though has been balling. He is an offensive machine. That boy had.
That's another person who.
Last night
was faithful to the grind and had a different journey and a different process than everybody. Because I remember in high school, Mike James.
I put AU with him. He was.
Okay. Let's give the people some context. Mike James. We're all from the same city. We're all from Portland. We went to Jefferson. Ty, she went to Evergreen.
I went to Grant though too.
And you went to okay.
Same as me.
Okay,
for sure.
Really, all of us. But I went to Jeff. You went to Grant, where Mike James went, and then Potty went to Jeff. So we had a little rival. So like, I knew Mike James like my freshman year, sophomore year, and we knew that he was like, he was a good player on Grant's team. But he at that time, like nobody thought like he was going to be like Mr. Superhero and just dominate over there. Yeah. And we knew he had game, but I did have, because my first 2 years, I felt like, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm for sure the best guard in Portland. But then like it was a time when they won state and Mike balled out. He got a dunk like at the buzzer. I was like, okay, this dude is like, he definitely gotten better because it was a time he couldn't dunk. He was an okay shooter. He was like, a solid scorer. But bro, it was like between like, it must have been like his sophomore year to like his senior year where he just like took off, bro. Because where did he go to college?
No, even that.
He started JUCO. He went to
Eastern. Exactly.
He went to Lamar.
And he just kept getting better and better and better and better. And then when he went overseas, I was like, oh, Mike is like overseas. Oh, and he's killing overseas. And then when he comes back he played for the Suns when they were like horrible. And then he left. And I was just like, I don't think it's because he wasn't good enough. He averaged 10
points. He averaged 10 points when he was on the Suns.
And it was just that team was just like not good. That's the team that Bledsoe was like, I want to get out or whatever he said.
Earl Watson was coaching them. It was just it was a mess there.
It was a mess, right? And so he left, goes back overseas, balls out again, and now he's coming over here and he's making the game look so easy, bro. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm so happy for him because if he gets a ring this year, I feel like everybody in Portland got a ring. I don't care. He's on the game for 11 games and played one game or whatever. Like because he's balling over. He's doing the same thing he's doing in Euro out here. Yeah. And nobody's checking him. So
and that's dope too, because him with Ime.
Yeah, he's with Ime.
That's even crazier, bro.
That's even crazy. Like that's what I'm saying.
Like, and if Ime Udoka, he was our AU coach. He went to our same high school back, in the 90s. Early 90s. Yeah.
NBA player.
NBA player, played with the Spurs for a number of years. He coached with the Spurs under Pop for years. For a while. And then he just
he went to Philly, I think. Philly, right? Then Philly and Brooklyn.
He was Philly. He was in Philly for a year, and now he's in Brooklyn. So he was.
It's a Portland connection for sure.
Yeah, Portland connection for sure. So happy for them guys, bro.
It's interesting too because Sue got a ring. It'd be crazy. Turn around and Mike James gets a ring. That's 2 rings to the city in the same year. It's pretty wild.
2 rings to Grant.
To Grant specifically.
Oh, facts.
That's big time. That's big time. And his journey,
hate, bro. Somebody from Jeff got to get a ring.
No, I kind of connecting back to Mike. That's why I rock with Mike tough, just because I've watched his journey over the years. Like I'll joke around, I'll hit him on the gram, bro, I'll admit, bro, I steal moves from his bag all the time. Just because the way he plays and the way bro, he's in control of his speed and how he moves, and just playing in open gyms with him, just as I was growing up and as I was even, progressing, that's somebody I was just I'm taking shit from him because bro, that's just somebody who you can also see is very comfortable with the process. I mean, clearly.
No, for sure. Clearly. And now you can see he's playing with that confidence. And confidence is half the game. You have confidence, and then you could do whatever you want to, but
you feed off those other guys. You feed off those other guys too. I mean, obviously Kyrie and KD, they give you the utmost confidence. Harden. When you watch them play and you're playing along them.
DeAndre Jordan.
I mean, if KD's hyping you up on the sideline, bro,
yeah,
you're lit.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Tyrus. Hey, man, I really appreciate you hopping on. How about you shout out all your social media, where they can get your gear, all of that, so everyone knows where to get it.
Yes, sir. My personal Instagram is @HosEmDown. The brand XXDivine Official. Twitter XXDivine Co. And then website xxdivine.com. That's where you can copy everything. Definitely check us out on Instagram, though. Again, XXDivine Official. That's where you'll get a lot of the updates and everything like that. So
shout the pop out to the pop up shop.
Oh yeah, 100%. This Saturday, 12 p.m. May 15th. That's when the doors open again. 12 p.m. May 15th. Status Orlando downtown. I believe it's off of Magnolia Avenue. So
you gonna be here?
Yep, I'll be there.
Yeah. Just hit me, bro. Come to the house. I'll go with you up there, bro.
For sure.
Yeah, all right, man. Appreciate you again, and we'll have to chop it up soon.
Good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome to the show, what a wonderful delight. Yeah, Patsy and T-Ross better chop up on the mic. Just sit back, have a laugh, catch a vibe, and enjoy the ride.